All right, we're set to go. There are the starting lineups again for both clubs. No surprises for the Hawks either. Whitman, Rivers, Rollins, Wilkins, and Willis are out there. Willis and Parish will go up in the middle.
The Hawks have got to have a good effort from Kevin Willis tonight.
Make that Rollins, excuse me.
He didn't have a great game the last game, and yet the Hawks still won. But tonight, here in the Garden, they're going to need a top effort from him.
All right, Danny Ainge is going to pick up Doc Rivers, and we are underway first quarter at the Garden. Celtics want to win here and get themselves a few days off as they watch Philly and Milwaukee go at it. Wilkins, the quick shot won't go. Luke's ball rebound comes to Ainge, and Danny's looking to push it up.
But the Hawks established themselves right away, getting on those offensive boards.
Inside McHale.
You give him that position down low, and you can count on the 2 points. You just don't want to give him that spot.
Doc Rivers turns it over with the palming violation. Again, the Celtics are looking to push it up quick. I'm sure Kevin felt good seeing that first one go down because he had that great position on Sunday, but they weren't going down for him.
And he's matched up against Rollins.
Bird.
I'm sure he's glad to see that one go down the first shot.
Rivers right back coast to coast and lays it in.
That's the kind of transition that you don't want the Hawks to have. You want to make sure you have all the white shirts back in the paint on defense.
Doc Rivers has done that a good half dozen times in this series. DJ outside. Willis clears. Here come the Hawks.
There you see 4 white shirts, now 5 back in the paint, back on defense.
Whitman got Ainge in the air.
And certainly the Celtics don't want to see Randy Whitman get started from the outside.
He has not been the factor he was in that Detroit series. Bird got free underneath, and Dominique is going to pick up the foul. No basket. Foul on Wilkins before the shot.
In the first minute and a half, Mike, you can see that the Celtics look a little bit crisper on offense. They're cutting to the hoop and cutting to the ball a lot faster. And the guards are looking inside, as they usually do.
McHale got Rollins with him this time. Spins through, won't get down. There's Parish.
Yeah, I wonder about the philosophy of playing a center against McHale, a center such as Tree Rollins, when you've got a 7-footer like Kevin Willis, who's more mobile and can pick up McHale. McHale's got a tremendous quickness advantage on Rollins.
And clear aside now for Dominique. He will go to the line. Foul will go on either Bird or McHale.
But not a bad foul. At least Larry showed that he was going to be there in the paint to help out on defense so that Dominique couldn't have an easy cruise to the hoop. And if Dominique, he's improved his passing game, but if he were a good passer, as soon as he saw Bird come into the lane to help out, he would have found the open man.
Dominique is now in the book. Celtics by 1. 9:55 to go here first quarter. If you just checked in, Celtics up 3-1 in the series. DJ trying to take Rivers. Bird's left open. Larry 2 out of 2 here in the early going. Whitman from the corner. Boston again pushing it right back at the Hawks. They go low to Bird. Gets the double team. Wants it.
Just so under control. Used his body, swung around the defensive man, and just laid it in nice and easy. It looked a lot easier than it was.
I'm surprised the Hawks haven't gone to this matchup more. Willis's turnaround won't go down, but there's Rollins. Nice work on the board. Parish the block. And Wilkins is going to be called over the top of McHale, and Dominique has got a quick 2, which brings Cliff Livingston off the bench. 2 fouls on Wilkins, less than 3 minutes gone in the game.
What the Celtics are not doing defensively is blocking out. They're getting caught on the switches and help outs, and someone is not finding Willis or Rollins early and just putting a quick check on them.
Bird might have had a step on the cut. They find him anyway. Won't go down, but he'll go to the line.
But he knew he had the good matchup. He had the mismatch with Rivers, and he just cut through the lane and held his spot until they got him the ball. There it is. holds the spot, just turns right into Rivers. He knows he's got 4 inches on Rivers in size, and just draws the foul.
Larry now with 7 of Boston's 11.
Somehow you just knew that he'd get off to a quick start tonight. I don't know how you know that.
And the Hawks are going to use their 22nd timeout here. A blow to the Atlanta Hawks. Dominique Wilkins on the bench with 3 personal fouls. 8:41 to go here in the first, and Boston up by 5. This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Boston Celtics and is intended solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Boston Celtics and Sports Channel is prohibited. Announcers on this broadcast are selected by Sports Channel and approved by the Boston Celtics. Celtics came out hot, shooting 5 out of 7.
Now here's the McHale move. Good move to the hoop. But Robert Parish just right around the offensive boards. Willis couldn't control it. Parish was right there for an easy stuff. And that's the kind of thing that you're going to pick up with your centers. If Willis has to help out, nobody is checking out or blocking out Parish, and that's going to be good for Boston on the offensive boards.
Let me put you in a coaching position here for a second, Rick. How long are you going to sit Dominique on the bench? There goes Rivers to the hoop, and he's fouled on the way through. How long are you going to go with Dominique? Is it going to be a turn in terms of time or in terms of score that you keep him on the bench?
I think it may be in terms of pace of the game, and you know, which is also going to dictate the score, I think. But you can't keep him on the bench too long. There's no tomorrow for the Hawks. You know, it's an old cliche, but they've got nothing to lose, so they've got to go out with their best, and I wouldn't think he'd be on the bench too much longer.
Rivers, not the best free throw shooter in the world, makes them both. He's got 4. Delay a game warning against the Hawks as Tree Rollins knocked it out of bounds. Mike Fratello up saying the last thing we want to do is delay this game. DJ, a step in the field. Nice block coming over on the weak side. Willis. DJ got it back, still doesn't get out. Jams it home.
Great work on the offensive boards by the Celtics. They just stayed with it and stayed with it till they got it down.
Livingston, low to Willis. The jump hook doesn't go. Chief couldn't keep it alive, and it'll be a Hawk ball.
Rollins is really active tonight on the offensive boards. He made a good block down the other end
Rollins,
and kept that thing going. But he has really been a factor in the offensive boards, and somebody has got to block him out, keep him away from there.
Whitman had a thought from the corner, now gets it back.
Well, you know, you mentioned, Mike, earlier that Whitman has not been the factor that you might have expected him to be in this series. You credit that to number 3 on the Celtics. Kind of hard to be a factor when you're playing against the best defensive guard in the game.
Willis might have got away with a push on McHale.
Might have.
Well, he did get away with it.
He certainly did.
It's just a question of how much of a push it really was. Livingston, that's fake. Bad shot, though.
You can't hit the 10-footer, you're in big trouble.
There's watches Ainge go baseline. Bird cutting through. He's short with that one. Says he got hit in the elbow. Again, no call. Up quickly, Whitman on a wing, and DJ slapped it away. They call a foul.
Now, that's a tough call.
Especially from the position that Middleton was in.
That's exactly the point I was going to make. Middleton was on the baseline underneath the hoop. Here he is. You see him in the right corner of your screen, shielded from the play by Whitman's body, and he could not see if there was contact. He anticipated that there would be contact on that play.
14-9 Boston, 7-11 to go here in the first. Backdoor Rivers.
Good backdoor cut. Caught Danny in an overplay, and Rivers just went right by him.
Rivers with 6 points, trying to pick up some of the slack here with Wilkins down. Ainge loses the handle. Rivers finds Whitman. Whitman barely tracks it down. He's got the layup. Nice play. The Hawks have got 12 of their 13 points from their guards. Bird wants it. Got it.
And all this, you know, this good activity by the Hawks offensively allows Fratello to keep Wilkins on the bench just a little bit longer.
Willis trying to post up McHale. Hits the turnaround. First bucket of the night for Willis, who had a big game against the Celtics in this series. Came in averaging 14 a game, a high of 23. Bird gets the double team. Ainge is the open man. DJ's a little more open. Celtics the good ball movement. They make the Hawks pay. 6 minutes straight up to go now first. Willis thinking offensively, and the foul, the push is going to be called on Kevin McHale. Celtics are going to take a timeout, and we are just about halfway through this first quarter here at the Garden. 18 for Boston, 15 for the Hawks. We'll be back.
All right, here's that flurry under the offensive boards for Boston. Rollins makes a great block on DJ. Parish with the rebound, misses it, keeps it alive. DJ comes up with it, can't connect. McHale gets pushed out of the way, but Parish comes up with the emphatic stuff. But good offensive rebounding by Boston. Here's the little bird move to the left, all the way in. Now Whitman has a chance here to seal that off, but he just keeps backing away.
I wanted to ask you on that play, who was Randy Whitman playing there?
Hey, Randy Whitman was saying, I see this Mack truck coming at me. I'm going to get out of here in a hurry. I'll stick my left hand out to try and deflect the ball, but I don't want any part of that.
Whitman coming around the screen baseline, looking inside for Willis as they are going to try to take advantage of Willis on the offensive end, and he hits the jump hook.
You'd expect them to take advantage of the Willis matchup when Dominique is in the game, because then Bird is covering Willis, and at least Larry's a good defensive player, there's no question, but at least make him work down the defensive end.
But Fratello has had Dominique on the bench for 4 minutes now and got away with it. It's an 18-17 game. Haynes hits outside. First bucket for Danny.
You know, but you wonder why they're going to suddenly go to the Willis matchup against McHale now, but it's been successful.
We have yet to see Spud camp down the end of the Atlanta Hawk bench. Whitman looking inside again at Willis. He makes that. Could be a long night.
Yeah. Well, of course, you know, the Atlanta Guards have played well so far in this quarter.
Ainge coast to coast, and it goes off the knee of Larry Bird. Really a great pass from Danny. Hawks with a chance to take a lead here. 4:45 to go in the first. Boston by 1. Livingston this time. Good up fake. Cliff is an athlete.
Who can't shoot.
He does not have touch, though. He just does not have any touch.
Everything else, every other part of his game is pretty solid. He hits the boards. He runs well. Good pass. Excellent pass from Rivers into Rollins.
Hawks by 1. All of this coming with Dominique on the bench for the last 5 minutes.
And the Hawks really haven't opened up and run that well.
Parish the turnaround. Boston's shooting the lights out here, too, and they're only up 1. Rivers bumps off Ainge, short with the jumper. Looking to run. Danny's got it. Hawks are back. Kicked out of bounds by Rivers. It'll be Boston ball.
The Hawks have been pretty successful playing that slower tempo. They've been getting the ball inside, which is what Boston tries to do all the time.
Celtics are going to use their 22nd timeout here with 3:53 to go in the first quarter. Boston up by 1, 22-21. 18 of the 21 points from the Hawks have come from Whitman, Rivers, and Willis. Each have 6. Rollins with 2, and Wilkins on the bench with those 2 quick fouls has just 1. Let's take a look at that last basket by the Hawks. Again, that's Celtic type of offense right there.
Caught Parish stepping out for the switch. And there's Mike Fratello. You'll see the reaction of him. Yeah, way to go, team. Nice play.
That's the way we said it would work.
Right from the drawing board to the court.
Willis Reed wrote that one up late this afternoon, didn't he?
Hey, Willis has done a good job with the young kids in the front court of Atlanta. He really has.
DJ Ainge was open for a second, flashing through the middle. Now he goes to Bird. McHale trying to set up shop on Rollins. Nice catch by Dennis. Better shot.
We're going to see Spud Webb in the game at the next break.
Livingston out on a wing. The Celtics are happy if he's got the ball out there about 20 feet from the basket. Whitman got planted by DJ, or Livingston did rather, when he tried to set a pick. Boston by 3, looking for 5. Parish a little further away than he might like, but he hits it anyway.
When he's got that thing cranked up, he's got the range to go anywhere with it.
Chief now with 8 to go, along with 4 rebounds. 3 minutes to go here in the first.
Isolation with Rivers.
Yes, that was a travel. I wasn't sure what the call was going to be right there. The Hawks have called a timeout. 2 minutes, 59 seconds left to play here in the first quarter, and the Celtics have opened up a 5-point lead, 26-21. Welcome back to the Boston Garden, everybody. Mike Orman along with Rick Weitzman. There you see the Celtics are shooting the lights out. 12 of 18, 67%. You said they would come out fired, Rick. They have, but they're only up 5.
Well, Atlanta shot the ball pretty well, too. You know, you go 50% from the floor, and that's not too bad. Difference in the rebounding, Celtics have got 8 and the Hawks have got 5. The Celtics must have about 3 or 4 of those on the offensive boards, which is a good sign.
Here's Spud. He is in the ball game along with Jerry Seasting. Danny Ainge sits down for the Celtics. Let's see whether Spud Webb does indeed pick up the tempo and what kind of problems he can cause the Celtics today, if any.
Let's see if they can make him pay a little bit on defense, too.
Parish, tough shot, won't go down. Rollins, good job on the board. Here comes Spud.
Now everybody's watching him. All the defensive people are watching Spud when he gets the ball.
Willis double teamed. Webb. Willis hits again outside.
But when Spud penetrates, you know, that's the kind of shot you want to give up. You want to let the 7-footer take a corner shot.
The Celtics seem to be intentionally slowing it down a little bit with Webb in the game. Bird wants to back in Whitman. Shoots over. Larry's got a dozen. 5 of 6 shooting for Bird. There's Webb.
Good play that time. They had 4 white shirts back on defense.
Look at Livingston on the board.
But that's what you don't want to give up. You know, when you force a Tree Rollins to take an outside shot, you want to make sure you get the rebound.
When you hear the reaction behind you, Bird with an air ball from three-point country as Bill Walton got up off the bench. There goes Spud Webb, dumping it off to Willis.
That's a perfect example of how effective Spud can be. If he gets up ahead of steam, he carries it to the middle, and he picks out the open man, which at that point was Kevin Willis, for an easy 2. So again, you try to keep him out of the middle, but I think the only way to do it is to get a rope and lasso him.
Bird left open. Larry went immediately after that shot. As soon as he let it go, he knew it wasn't going in. 5 rebounds here in the first quarter for Rollins, who's now limping up the floor. Webb finds Willis. Kevin's getting a little tricky there, trying to hit those off the glass now. DJ, good hands by Whitman.
Good recovery by DJ, too.
Inside McHale. Was blocked by Rollins. Basket goes. And Bird will be at the line.
And you're right, Rollins is limping. Didn't look it on the last block shot, but he's noticeably limping off the court. Good sign to see big number 5 into the game, Bill Walton.
Sure is.
I think Casey's going to be a little tentative with him.
Bill wanted to play on Sunday, but Casey said, no, we're not going to win the battle and lose the war here.
Smart move. I think Casey's going to, like I said, be a little tentative, see what Bill can do, see how he's moving, and how effective he can be.
Bird's got 15 here in the first quarter. 33 seconds left to play, 17 on the shot clock for Atlanta. Saw Webb do a lot of this on Sunday. Gonna have to do something soon. Off to Willis in the corner. Imagine that's the shot they really want.
But that's the shot the Celtics wanted to give up.
Larry dumps it off to Parish. Fouled hard by contact with 6 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, the thing that's so great about Larry is that when he comes out and he gets you 15 points in the first quarter, obviously the other team takes notice of it, so they're going to jump out on him with a quick double, and he has the ability just to drop it off to Parish, who just takes it and goes right to the hoop with it. You know, if Parish had gotten the offensive foul, so what on that play? At least he established that he was going to take it strong to the hoop.
Chief off to his best start of the playoffs with 9 first-quarter points. He's scored between 13 and 16 in the last 6 straight playoff games.
And I think the Chief feels a lot better seeing the big redhead in the lineup with him, knowing that he's going to get some rest.
Konkak got it off a little late. It wouldn't have counted, and we have played a quarter here at the Garden. The Boston lead is 5. The Celtics 32. The Hawks 27. Welcome back to the Garden, everybody. Mike Gorman along with Rick Weitzman sitting in for Tom Hines tonight. He's being inducted into the Hall of Fame up in Springfield, Massachusetts. There are the first quarter numbers. 56% shooting for Boston. The Hawks are very consistent 50% right through that first quarter. Nobody spending too much time at the line. The Celtics a slight edge in rebounding.
You know what stands out, though, Mike, is that both teams are on a 100-shot game pace if they keep this up, which is a lot of shots. You know, the Celtics have shot the ball well as we anticipated they would, but the Hawks have done what they've done in the first quarter basically without Dominique Wilkins. He sat on the bench most of the first quarter. He only got
9 minutes of it. Yeah.
1 point the whole first quarter.
Played 3 minutes. Got 1 point. Didn't have any rebounds.
So it's a plus from Mike Fratello's point because he was able to keep him on the bench, and he's only down 5 at the end of the first quarter.
All right, Seasting and Carlisle are the guards right now for the Celtics. Bird, Walton, and McHale up front. Wilkins is back into the lineup, and he's got Bird defensively. Walton coming over to set the screen. McHale's free. Loose underneath. Who's got it? Out of bounds. Boston ball.
I'm sure Kevin is kicking himself for missing that one. Those are the kind that you wait for, you pray for. Those are the easy chippies.
Yeah. Kevin, after hitting that first shot, is his last 3. Walton.
The Hawks are matching Livingston up with Walton, and that is a difficult matchup because Livingston's giving up about 4 inches.
Dominique off the bench firing, gets it up quickly. Bird does the feasting. Jerry, nice penetration. Nice. Whoa.
You know, that's a play that Jerry almost always will look to pass off on, and I think the Hawks were anticipating a pass off, and Jerry laid it in.
All right, Jerry Seasting. 8 straight points for the Celtics. 36-27. Timeout on the floor. We'll be back. .19 to go first half. Boston is up 36-27. Scott Hastings has made his first appearance of the night for the Atlanta Hawks. Seasting giving Webb a lot of trouble there, aggressively out on him. Dominique.
Looked like pretty good defense.
Sure did.
From Boston's end. They all stayed home with Dominique's fakes. And they've got, I think, a foul on Larry Bird.
It's the second on Larry.
But, you know, they collapsed on Wilkins. He had some help. Good foul. Missed the first free throw.
He's now 1 of 3 from the line. He was 15 of 15 from the free throw line on Sunday.
Now let's see what Scott Hastings does out there. What kind of muscle he puts on he's covering McHale. So we'll see just why he's out there.
Bird coming around a walk screen. Push! Over Konkak. Rebound is Bud Webb. Out of the pack he comes. Nice little stutter step move. Konkak blocked by Walton, but a foul is called.
Pretty good recovery, though, from Boston's end defensively. Here we'll see Spud just blowing right by Seasting. But you see a lot of white shirts back on defense. Spud gives it to Rivers, who dishes it off nicely to Konkak, and Walton had the foul.
Larry Bird's going to sit down for the first time tonight. Bird will go to the bench with 15 points, all of those in the first quarter. Konkak has really struggled at the line in the series. Well, he's now 4 out of 12.
And he's got pretty good form from the line. It's I don't think it's a mechanical thing with him. It's just I think it's confidence. And hitting the first 2 is going to help his confidence.
Webb has got Seasting defensively. Wedman again in for Bird. Looking inside, they find McHale over Hastings, and Hastings has got the foul.
Now we almost saw Spud Webb covering McHale down there low in the paint, and that would have been a serious mismatch.
Hastings was a little late getting there.
Yeah, well, he got picked off. I think Hastings set a pretty good pick on Hastings and got him out of the play, and he came back late.
Kevin at the line for a couple.
You know, it's one thing that you don't talk about. Nobody mentions the Boston guards offensively are so willing to get in there and set picks against defensive front court men, and that's what opens up Boston's inside game so much. You know, you take a guy like Seasting, who's not a heavyweight by any means, and he's willing to get in there and set picks on guys like Hastings.
An illegal defense, I think, called the Celtics, was it?
Yeah.
Kevin McHale is the man they said was not covering anybody.
Yeah, there's always the tendency with Spud Webb to really sag the middle, and you know, you can get caught with that. I mean, look at Walton. He's ready to jump in there.
Dominique, little runner, goes off the glass and will go to the line. Scott Wedman has got the unenviable task of picking up Dominique on the defensive end.
Foul is on Walton, coming in to help out. And the thing is, you don't want to let Dominique get started. You don't want to let him get untracked.
4 of his 5 points have come here in the second quarter. Again, if you just checked in, he was down for 9 minutes of the first quarter, picked up 2 quick fouls in the ballgame. Walt spun away from contact.
Bad knee. Where's that bad knee? He showed a tremendous amount of quickness getting down the lane.
Webb, that's what he does best. Coast-to-coast numbers for 2. McHale wants it on Hastings. And Doc Rivers knocks it out of bounds. Play by Doc to come on the double team, or Kevin was going in for 2. Bird is back up off the Boston bench. You see Willis coming back in for the Atlanta Hawks. Hastings will go out. And Scott Wedman will take a seat on the Boston bench. Dennis Johnson now is going to make his way up to the scorer's table.
I think Casey on that substitution just didn't want Dominique to go crazy against Wedman. McHale for 2. He'd rather have McHale back on Dominique.
Bird's chasing him right now. Dominique swoops through for 2. Bird wants to go. How many fakes did he throw there? I give up. Gets his own rebound. Knocked out of bounds by Willis. No fouls called over the top.
And I'm sure Larry doesn't like that call.
Or lack off.
He worked hard for that. You see it at the tail end here. He makes the shot, misses the shot, follows it right up, and Willis comes over the top to block it.
Seasting, nice fake. Good look for Walt. Blocking foul is called on John Concat, getting in a little late.
And he just got there just a speck too late, because that could have gone the other way just as easily.
Nick Fratello thought so.
But I like that call. Now Bill looks like he's moving pretty good. He doesn't look like he's favoring the knee at all.
No, he doesn't seem to be at all.
And he's got that. If anything, it looks like he looks quicker.
He really took his time in those free throws, but he made them both. He's still perfect in the playoffs. 8 of 8 now. Celtics led by 5 after 1. The lead right now is 6. 9 minutes to play here first half. And let's Bud all by himself out there.
And Walton is so alert defensively. He's just waiting for some penetration so that he can pick it up.
Rivers and a reach foul is called on Seasting. That was a little weak. Celtics had played good defense there for 23 seconds, or 22 seconds rather, the 24-second clock.
Here's the penetration. Seasting got all ball. But a tough angle for the official, for Jack Madden to make that call.
All right, the Hawks get a fresh 24. Rollins, number 30, has come back in, replacing Concac. So the Hawks are back to their starting 5 with the exception of Whitman. He's replaced by Spud Webb. penetrates, dumps it off nicely to Rollins.
You know, that could have been an offensive foul, but Spud is got, you know, he's such a lightweight, really physically, that he's not going to knock anybody down.
Seasting outside. Back rims it. Webb with the rebound. Spins away. Dominique. And that's going to be a foul on Willis as he cleared McHale out.
Yeah.
Going for the offensive rebound.
But again, I think Kevin is getting caught. Kevin McHale is getting caught too far under the hoop before he's checking out. He's going to find Willis early and keep him off the boards early.
8 minutes now to go here, first half. DJ. 6 points now for Dennis in the game. First bucket of the second quarter.
We've got a delay a game warning against the Celtics.
Officials have got that out of the way now for both teams. Celtics have had the illegal defense called on them once. Randy Whitman is up off the Hawk bench. Webb is left open. Knocks it home.
You know, that was the early knock on Spud Webb that he couldn't hit the outside shot, but it looks like he's picked up that end of his game in the last couple of weeks.
45-41 Boston. Lost 1 point now of their first quarter lead. Clear aside for DJ and Bird. Larry swooping in.
No weak side help that time from Atlanta, so Larry had a free lane to the hoop.
Spud Webb coming back quickly. He knows Whitman's up at the scorer's table. That's an old trick, right? DJ the quick hand, Seasting the loose ball. Celtics have got a 3-on-2 break here. If they, now the Hawks are back. Dennis penetrates. Tap won't go from McHale, and we've got an offensive goaltending charge against Boston. Has somebody got a hand in the cylinder? Robert Parish and Danny Ainge are going to come back in.
There's the Dennis penetration right into the hoop. Just a little hard off the glass, and McHale got it before it cleared the cylinder. It's too bad that didn't fall for DJ. That was an excellent move to the hoop.
Well, that's strange. They're going to let Ainge in. No, they're not going to let Ainge in either. Now Seasting comes back off the Boston bench. Ainge and Parish both are going to have to wait. Whitman is in, and Spud Webb is back over on the Hawk bench. So Webb contributed 4 points in the time he was in there. And really did not change too much the complexion of this game, as Boston's lead is still 6. Willis over Bird. Walton clears the rebound to Seasting. Celtics are off and running. DJ. Got it.
Good job. I think, though, if Seasting, you know, in retrospect, he kept that ball one more dribble, he would have had Bird for a layup. However, it's easy to see it from up here. It's a little more difficult from down there on the floor.
Whitman got a screen. Back rims that one. Bird the rebound.
And Bird checked Willis off early.
5 rebounds for Larry here in the first half. Walt got some room. Bill's making the most of it, and the Hawks are going to call a timeout. Walton 3 out of 3 from the floor. 8 points all here in the second quarter. And the Celtics are in double figures for the first time. They lead by 10. Welcome back to the Boston Garden, everybody. Mike Gorman along with Rick Weitzman. And there you see the Celtics second quarter shooting. 57%. The Hawks are pretty nifty 56 on their own, but Boston has extended their lead to 10.
Well, Boston's getting more shot attempts, and they're basically still on that 100-shot a game pace, which is going to generate a lot of points for them, particularly the way they're shooting.
Danny Ainge and Robert Parish are back in, so the Celtics have their starting 5 on the floor. Ditto for the Hawks. Ainge alone on a side with Rivers. Air ball from Dominique. Livingston is up quickly off the Atlanta bench. I'm going to be curious to see who he comes in for. He could be coming in for Dominique. Bird is doubled, and an illegal defense goes against Atlanta. Let's see who Livingston is going to replace. It's going to be Wilkins.
Yeah, I don't think...
That was really a bad shot he took last trip, and Fratello didn't waste any time going for Livingston.
Yeah, but you wonder, you know, when you have a guy like Wilkins who carries the offensive load for you, you got to expect some shots like that, really, and you got to put up with some bad shots like that. But so I was curious to see if he was going to yank him after that.
Bird free for 2, and a good look from Dennis Johnson. 19 first half points for Larry Bird. See where the Hawks go for offense. Late call by Jack Madden. The foul is going to go on Danny Ainge, is it, or no?
It's
on
DJ,
Dennis Johnson, yeah.
But you know, you notice how the Celtics have found Whitman early and fast, and they'll run right at him because his ability to take the ball to the hoop is suspect. But you just don't want to give him a wide open outside shot. It's basically the same philosophy that that Chicago and Atlanta have done with Jerry Seasting. You know, they'll take a run at him anytime he gets the ball because they don't want to give him the open outside shot.
All right, Rivers goes to the bench. Spud Webb is back in. Whitman makes them both at the line. Whitman with 8 points tonight. Bird again got free. Larry will be at the line for a couple.
But he's just got that ability to roll to the hoop and find the open area. Here he does it. Nice finger roll up there, nice and soft. It just doesn't drop far. But he is doing a great job cutting to the hoop.
There's that shooter's roll.
That's right. You got it that time.
One more time and I'll get it right.
You want to check that spot in the rim and see if there was something wrong with it. .21 first half points for Larry Bird. Just under 5 minutes to play here first half. Celtics leading by 12. That is the biggest lead they have had.
It's an isolation for Spud Webb, but the Celtics
Bird was there to help.
Very well, yeah.
An illegal defense is called again against the Celtics.
Well, you'd figure that it would be called a play earlier when Spud was starting to go and Bird was there on the double team.
Yeah. That's where I thought the illegal defense was, because Larry really wasn't covering anybody there. Interesting choice for the technical foul shoot.
When he makes it, usually Dominique takes him, and he's on the bench.
Here comes Wilkins back into the ball game, and Willis will sit down this time. So I guess Mike Fratello got his message across to Wilkins. Sat him down for about 2 trips.
We'll see if the message has been received next time Dominique gets his hands on the ball.
Inside. There's Livingston for 2. Spud has a way of finding the right man.
Yes, he does. He does an excellent job of getting the ball to the right man at the right time.
Slapped away from Bird. Celtics down to 9 on the shot clock. Here comes Webb on the double. Ainge left open. Bird for 3. Got it. Again, the Hawks going into this set half-court offense where Webb is really deep. They spread the floor a bit. He penetrates. Can't hit the run-up. Bird the rebound. Got a little slap in the face from Webb. DJ takes it in. Fouled on the way through. Livingston got a piece of him for 1, and Dennis will be at the line.
Now, Dennis had McHale set up low, but he saw a crack in the defense and decided to carry it himself. And, you know, that's the kind of move that you've got to make because it makes the defense play you honest the next time down because they have to respect your move to the hoop and can't just drop off into the passing lane from McHale.
Points for Dennis, 9 for Parish, 8 for Walton, 24 for Bird. comes around to pick from Rollins. Tree. Livingston the loose ball. Whitman the open jumper. Whitman now in double figures with 10. He joins Willis. Wilkins still remains relatively quiet in this ball game. DJ just lost the handle and the ball in the process.
That ball's supposed to be round. When you drop it, it's supposed to come right back to you.
Must have been one of those legendary garden dead spots over there.
There are a few of those on this floor.
Popping out is Whitman. Not a very good pass. This is the jumper. There's the rebound. Whitman was wide open for that shot, but had to pick the pass off his ankles.
That's the key. You know, you have a guy open. You want to feed him the ball where he can do something with it right away, and he doesn't have to use too much motion to get the shot out.
Crowd wants Larry to let it fly. Gives to Parish on the cut. Won't go. Robert the rebound.
A lot of white shirts on that offensive board.
Bird is flashing back and forth inside. McHale now. Robert will take it. Didn't seem like the most organized offensive trip for the Celtics, but they got a good shot out of it. Rick, explain to me what the Hawks are really doing here. I think Webb is supposed to come into the game to accelerate the pace. Yeah. Great block by McHale. Wilkins misses the stuff, but a foul is going to be called on Parish. What are they really looking to do here with isolating Webb up front? Let's watch the block here first.
Let's take a look at the block. Great block by McHale. Gets back into the play. All ball. Dominique recovers well. Goes back up on the other side. And Parish, with the elbow into him. I think, you know, to answer your question, Mike, I think what Atlanta would like to do in that set offense is spread things out and let Spud penetrate. He's, for some reason, been reluctant to do that. Maybe he just sees too many Celtics in the paint to do that. But that's got to be the only philosophy, either that or to get Dominique the ball down low, and they haven't done either of those two things.
They haven't. Be getting 16-foot jump shots out of that offense.
And that's not what that offense is designed to do.
Inside McHale. Spins away. Hits off the glass. Tough shot.
Yep, because he had Spud down low, swiping at the ball, and he had Rollins up high trying to block it.
Here we go again.
Yeah. But they put a man at the high post, which seems to negate Spud. There it is. No, there's no one in the high post.
Webb will take the pull-up and hit it.
You know, defensively, that's what you want to give up. That's what you have to give up against Spud Webb, because if you get any closer to him, he's by you.
You're not spreading four guys across the floor to get Spud Webb 17-footers, are you?
No, but if he can hit that consistently, then you have to respect it and play him a little bit more honestly.
Foul will be on Webb as he got a piece of Danny Ainge. The Celtics, really for the first time, trying to pick on him in the low post on the other end.
Yeah, that's what you got to make him pay down the other end. Here, Danny gets good position and holds it, and Spud just doesn't have the strength to fight off that position. As long as he's in the game, you don't want to take yourself out of your offensive sequence and out of your offensive flow, but you got to try and make him pay whenever you can, and whether it's with a guard setting a pick on the big man to create the switch, some way or another, you got to make him pay on the defensive end.
All right, the Celtic lead is at 13, under a minute now to play here first half. 64-51 Boston. There goes Webb with the penetration.
Yeah, that's exactly what that offense is designed to do.
Spud penetrates, and then everybody comes from every angle, right?
Right, and he picks out the closest man to get the ball off to.
McHale, his reaching foul, I believe, is going to go on Whitman, who I think got the first piece of him. Might be Rollins. Let's see. Yep, they gave it to Tree.
That's unusual. It's only his first personal foul, and he is very foul prone.
There's a good article, I think it was in Sunday's Globe by Bob Ryan, how some feel that Tree has lost some of his aggressiveness ever since that incident back with Danny Ainge.
Yeah, he's gotten a little older, too, and there's more wear and tear on his legs, and that can cause you to be a little bit less aggressive.
Celtics will get one more possession here in the first half. There goes Webb. Dominique for two. I didn't think he could dunk from there.
He just keeps going up and up and up until he gets there.
The Hawks are going to see this ball again. There's a 5-second difference between the two clocks. The Celtics are going to run out as much time as they can. Bird wants it on Dominique.
And they've got the floor isolated for him. DJ's just taking his time giving it to him. Oh, good move.
Blocked by Rollins. And it's going to be Boston ball. Wasn't sure which way Ed Middleton was pointing there. Heck of a block by Tree. Well,
great defensive help by the Tree.
that is called sending it back at somebody. Comes in Ainge, wants to go over Webb. It's blocked by Whitman from behind. DJ won't go at the buzzer. And the score stands with Boston up 11. They led by 5 after 1. They lead by 11 at the half. The Celtics 66 and the Hawks 55. Welcome back to the Boston Garden, everybody. Mike Gorman along with Rick Weitzman, and we are just about ready to go here in the third quarter. Boston's lead 11. So far, that sign is holding. Not tonight, Spud.
Yeah, you know, you made a point in the halftime, Mike, that in early, you know, in the second quarter that you were wondering why the Hawks were in that isolation, that setup with Spud at the top of the key, and he wasn't penetrating. And you know, I'm sure Mike Fratello was wondering the same thing, because later in that second quarter, Spud did start to penetrate and created an awful lot of offense. The Celtics, look for the Celtics to try to do something a little bit different, show him a different look defensively, to try to take that away from him, try to keep him out of the middle. They may try to run somebody at him on a double team, or do something to take him out of that easy penetration.
All right, we're set to go and underway here. No surprises in either lineup. Spud Webb is not going to start this second half. Rivers and Whitman are the guards for the Hawks. DJ and Ainge for Boston. Larry, little up fake from three-point land. Leaners in and out. And Rivers looking to push it up quickly. Whitman baseline for two.
And that's one of the things that with this lineup that the Hawks have, they look for Whitman a lot more than when Spud is in the lineup. But look for them to try to go to Dominique and get him going too this half.
McHale comes down the middle, gets the basket and a foul. Willis is going to pick it up.
Smart play by DJ. He just waited for the double team to occur. McHale recognized it, dropped down the lane, and DJ hit him with a perfect pass. The Celtics are so accustomed to seeing double teams down low that the other four guys know that, move well without the ball, and it creates a lot of easy offense.
Rivers now to set up the play. Whitman coming through on the baseline. DJ right on his tail. A clear aside for Whitman. Wilkins made a more difficult shot than he originally had that time.
Guys who can jump will do that. You know,
Bird missing his second shot here in the second half.
well, he's had two shots right on line, and both of them have bounced around the rim and just haven't gone in for him.
Larry saw that one coming.
But he's right on target on the shooting. We've just got to get one of them to fall.
Parish kicks it back out. DJ sent back at him by Wilkins. Celtics are at 7 on the shot clock. Bird skips it into Parish. And that's going to be a walk on Robert.
Play was set up well. Larry did his job, drew the defense and fed off, and Robert just didn't expect to see another red shirt there, so he forgot to put the ball on the floor once.
Livingston is back in. He has played well tonight. Willis goes to the bench. He's got 3 fouls.
Livingston's the type of player who's going to give you everything he has out there. He's just going to run the lanes and hit the boards. He's not going to give you a whole lot of offense.
Talk about being right on the shooting hand. McHale was just right on top of that one. Celtics slowing it down a little bit.
They have had good success, Boston has, running their set offenses.
Rollins has got McHale this time. Danny's the open man. Rebound Rivers. Nobody seems to be able to knock it home here to begin the third. Wilkins shut off nicely by Dennis Johnson. Wilkins had some ideas about hitting down the baseline.
Wilkins wants the ball, though.
Cut is Rollins, and Bird, I believe, is going to get the reach-in foul.
Yeah, Larry recognized that play developing. He just couldn't get there in time to grab the ball before Rollins got it.
It's a third foul on Larry Bird with 9:18 to go here in the third quarter. Rollins now for the second of two.
I think maybe Casey would like to see Boston get into their offense a little bit quicker.
Inside, McHale gets it.
You know, and not take so much time getting set up, so if they have more options on their offense.
Bird again the reach in. And he's tripped outside. The foul is going to go on Rivers.
Danny with a perfect swan dive all the way down the lane.
Got to keep that chin up with that one, though.
Here's the Bird steal. Comes right over the top, gets all ball, and Danny is off to the races. Gets tripped by Rivers, and there's the perfect, we'll give him a 10 on that one. All the way in. He's body surfing. You don't want to dig your nose into that green paint, though.
Larry Bird has hurt his right hand. He was really trying to work the fingers on his right hand. Looked like the little finger, which is already taped. Is McHale for two more.
If Fratello doesn't like what he's seeing, he's going to call a timeout.
Boston has opened it up to 14, 72, 58, 8:43 to go in the third. The Celtic lead is 14. Spud Webb is now back in the lineup for the Atlanta Hawks with Livingston, Wilkins, Rollins, and Whitman. No changes for the Celtics. Dominique blocked by Bird. Up to Parish, and Robert never got a hand on it.
Robert thought a Hawk got a hand on it, but Middleton didn't see it that way. You know, Fratello with an interesting substitution with Spud in right now before the game gets out of hand.
Whitman can't hit. Both teams look like out of that timeout they want to pick the pace up a bit. Ainge finds DJ on a wing. 11 for Dennis.
Let's see if they go to that isolation with Spud trying to penetrate.
Yep.
See if Boston does, in fact, do anything different.
Whitman came through baseline that time. Now back out top to Webb. Konkak is going to come into the ball game. Webb trying to create something, and there's nothing there, and a kick ball is called on the Celtics.
But he had no place to go. That was a lucky break for Atlanta because Spud had stopped his dribble in the paint with nothing to do with it.
All right, Konkak in and Rollins out. Not sure what that really does to the speed of this club. Neither one of them are win too many foot races. Wilkins penetrates. Up short. Parish has got the rebound. Lets everybody go by and finds DJ. Inside, McHale has got Konkak on his back. Lost it on the way through. A little late whistle, but the foul is called.
Kevin just was not quite sure what he wanted to do with that because the Hawks stayed home and did a good job defensively.
Celtics are going to use a timeout here. 7 minutes and 14 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Boston's lead as big as it's been all night, 16.
Here we pick up the Danny Ainge penetration. Takes it in as far as he can. Spots DJ on the wing, and DJ just drives it home. And the Celtics, you know, are certainly apt to catch you napping every so often, and they did just at that time. I think the next couple of minutes are going to be crucial to this ball game. If the Celtics can keep the scoring pace up and really extend this lead, it could be all she wrote. If the Hawks come back strong, it would be a tough ball game.
Bird gets the double. Parish almost got an assist on that, and Whitman out of the pack with a 3-on-2 break. Wilkins to Willis, who lost it, to Webb, who found it. Tap won't go. Parish the rebound. Roberts got a lot of big rebounds here tonight. Quickly to McHale on the cut to Bird.
Yes, excellent pass from McHale to Bird. Perfectly delivered.
26 now for Larry, and the Boston lead is 18.
Atlanta still trying to slow the ball down, which is very, very surprising. But we've got another illegal defense call.
Maybe Mike Fratello thinks he can make it up at the free throw line here.
With technical fouls the rest of the night.
Doc Rivers in, and Spud Webb is going out. Webb with 7 points in the game. All of those came in the second quarter. Dominique hits the tee. Look at Casey Jones over on the Boston sidelines. It's been a strange third quarter here. Neither team able to get on track.
But the Celtics have just upped the lead step by step.
The Hawks have only scored 4 points here in 6 minutes. Ainge the steal. They're coming apart at the seams for the Hawks right now. McHale wide open. Spins a little closer. Loose ball. Parish has got it.
Kept that thing alive, you know, after it wouldn't drop. He got a hand on it and knocked it over to Parish.
And the Hawks want a timeout. 22nd timeout will be called by Mike Fratello. And the Garden crowd is happy as the Celtics have extended the lead to 19 with 5:55 to go here in the third. We're going to take a look at that last play here and see McHale keep it alive.
Yeah, good shooter's roll, but the thing won't fall, and he just gets a hand on it, knocks it over to Parish, who fakes and just delivers it off the glass. But good work by McHale. He passed up the open 18-footer. And
a nice pass here by McHale.
Yeah, this is a great pass, perfectly delivered to Bird. And that's the segment of McHale's game that has improved so much this year, the passing end of it. In years past, when the ball went into Kevin, it stayed there.
Yeah.
Now he's giving it up.
Whitman, little runner, won't get out. And that'll be a jump ball between Parish and Willis. And again, Parish is a real factor on the boards as the Hawks get one shot, and that's it.
Well, that's the key. You got to limit the other team to one shot. Come down and get your own good shot, and the ball game's yours.
Hawks are just 1 of 8 shooting here in the third quarter.
And they've been almost in trance like
yeah, they have.
Sleepwalking. They've been going through the motions and running their offense almost at a snail's pace.
It's going to be Hawk ball. You see Johnny Davis coming into the ball game, making his first appearance of the night, and Randy Whitman will go out. Davis more of an up-tempo player. I kind of thought he would be more of a factor in the playoffs, but
well, they picked him up, you know, late in the season, and you don't want to throw a guy into the breach without being totally familiar with the offensive concept.
Really the only guy with a lot of experience, though.
Yeah.
Wilkins gets the layup there. 13 now for Dominique, 4 in the second half. Illegal defense against the Hawks.
And again, they went through that defensive set real slowly.
And Fratello wanting to know where.
Come on, Mike, we gave you one down the other end. You got to give us one down this end.
27 now for Larry in the game. Not a happy moment for that man there. That fellow, though, is having a nice time tonight. McHale spins on contact. Ainge coming up with the rebound. Finds Parish open, and the Celtics pull it back out. Picked off inside by Wilkins, and he spins away from his own man. Celtics a good job to shut off Dominique, and it'll be Boston ball.
Good double team.
Up ahead, Bird finds McHale.
Great job on that pass.
The Hawks want a timeout, and they need it. Down by 20 with 4:43 to play here in the third. And that Concac, Willis, Davis, Rivers, and Wilkins are going to come back out for the Atlanta Hawks. The Celtics on a 15-4 run right now. Stick with the starting five.
Now, the pace of the game has not been quick enough really to tire anybody out.
No. I'm really surprised at the lack of aggressiveness on the part of the Hawks. Offensively.
Yeah, offensively.
And the foul is called on Concac, I believe, setting the screen.
Yeah, moving pick. He wasn't set, and that was just as much Rivers' fault as it was Concac's. Rivers has got to give him a chance to stop and set before he goes.
It's the 5th turnover here in the third quarter for the Atlanta Hawks, who have really come apart. Parish now goes for 2. Yeah. Robert came out like he was going to set a pick and then just rolled off it. Inside, Concac is blocked by Parish, and here comes Ainge. 3-on-3 break. He finds McHale, and the foul will go on Rivers.
And McHale's looking for the breakaway call. Not going to get it there, Kevin. It's a good foul by Rivers. And, you know, the Hawks have just not gotten any offense inside. Now, here's the block. Parish block on Concac. Over to Ainge. Head up, looking to see what he's got. Sees McHale, delivers a bullet, and Rivers with a good foul. But again, unless Atlanta can generate some offense inside, as they were doing early in the game, as you mentioned, you know, with Kevin Willis, they have not gone to that since.
Sure, Willis had 10 points in the first quarter, and he still has 10.
And he hasn't seen the ball inside once since that time, I don't think.
A 19-4 run has been put together by the Celtics here. Rivers still can't get it to go down. Nothing's going down for the Hawks, who have scored 6 points in the third quarter. McHale on the cut, and it's picked off by Willis underneath. Up to Rivers. Celtics are back on defense. Even when the Hawks look like they have an opportunity to run, suddenly there's 4 white shirts back there. Blocked by McHale on Johnny Davis. And a foul is going to go on Davis, reaching in on Ainge.
Yeah, the thing that has caused Atlanta really to break apart at the seams is the fact that they're not going inside and they're not generating any offense inside at all. Not to anybody. Everybody's pulling up and taking the jump shot, which is exactly what the Celtics want.
Hawks over the limit. It's the 4th Celtic block here in the third quarter, as they have just really dominated this quarter, unlike we've seen them dominate many this year. I mean, they've really taken the Hawks apart. Four points on the night for Danny Ainge, who's been quiet. Dominique trying to make some sense of this over there on the Atlanta bench. It's going to be difficult. Hawks just can't get a shot off.
Travel. It's got to be travel.
Or an offensive foul. Take your pick.
Offensive foul. And the Celtics just played excellent defense. And sure, you can tighten up on your man outside when you know that nothing's going to go on inside.
Celtics clear the floor. Parish now backs off. Bird has got Livingston one-on-one. Robert goes down the lane on a cut. Larry comes and gets it.
Whereas I'm sure if we charted the Celtics offensive performance in this quarter, 90% of their shots have come from in the paint.
Celtics 23-4 on a spurt here. Rollins misses. Livingston misses. DJ up to Bird. 2-on-2 break. Crowd wanted Larry to go for 3. Finds Parish to McHale.
Nice pass from Parish to McHale. Parish had a notion to go on his own, spotted McHale free, gave it up.
Unbelievable. The Celtics by 30. 25-4. They have run the Hawks out of the building. Ainge the steal. Up to DJ. Underneath to Bird. Yes, sir. Look at Dennis.
Uh-oh.
Danny for three.
Look at the Celtics. Look at DJ if you can. They are fired up. And this place is alive.
29-4. Parish another rebound. Up to Bird. Ainge keeps it alive and gets a foul.
The Hawks are just totally confused. They just don't know what is going on out there.
They really don't. I've never seen a team come apart like this.
Right.
I really haven't.
We almost had a flare-up about a minute ago with Rollins and McHale underneath the hoop.
The Celtics have outscored the Hawks 30-6.
Just total frustration on the Hawks' part. They just literally come apart at the seams.
A minute 12 left to go here in what has been
Just
a
look
disaster.
at the faces. The faces on the Hawks bench tell it all.
Davis will try outside. It still won't get out. Bird the rebound. McHale.
Wow. Wow. That's about all you can say with that. The way the Celtics have been playing.
Wow. 22 straight points for Boston. And nobody wants to shoot it for Atlanta. Bird tried to deflect that to McHale.
That's about the first thing that hasn't gone right from Boston's end in this quarter.
A 39-point Boston lead. Unbelievable.
Incredible.
What are the Hawks doing here, Rick?
Trying to get out of this quarter without any more damage done.
Flipped away by Ainge from behind, but they call a foul.
The Hawks are definitely in a state of shock. They just can't believe what has happened to them.
The crowd is starting to chant "Beat LA."
A little premature.
Davis just gets it off at the buzzer, and fittingly, it does not go in.
We've got a foul, though, before the buzzer on Kevin Willis for throwing McHale down. And again, just total frustration. So McHale's going to shoot two more.
Kevin McHale is making his way up the other end right now to shoot some free throws, but you can see what the Garden crowd thinks of that effort by the Celtics. Kevin to put the finishing touches on what has to be a record blowout in a quarter. The Celtics have scored 35 points in this quarter, the Hawks 6. After three, Boston 102, the Hawks 61. Welcome back to the Garden, everybody, and there are the numbers for that third quarter, and if you can believe it, 2 of 18 shooting for the Atlanta Hawks. Robert Parish goes to the bench to a near standing ovation here at the Garden. Greg Kite is in. The Hawks have seemed to run up the flag here early as John Battle is in there along with Spud Webb. Tomcat gets a quick 2 to start the fourth quarter.
Well, I think Mike Fratello has just said,
Season's over, guys.
Well, you know, maybe that, but let's see what some of these young guys can do because they might be unaffected by what happened in the third quarter.
Bird back rims that one, picked off by Livingston. Webb looking to push it up. Lorenzo Charles gives it back to Battle, the kid out of Rutgers, short with his jumper. Bird down and out to Wedman. Danny Ainge looking back at the Boston bench to pick up a signal from Casey Jones.
Well, certainly anytime Boston doesn't have the break, they're just going to go to a set offense and try and eat up as much of the clock as they can.
Traveling violation called on Danny Ainge.
The Celtics don't want to get sloppy in this quarter. They've got the big lead, but they want to stay, you know, sharp and in tune on their game. They don't want to get into bad habits.
Battle goes to the hoop, gives it up to Concac, and we've got a whistle and a foul that'll put Concac at the line.
That was the first time, Mike, that we saw the Celtics do a little something different with Spud Webb. They double-teamed him, made him give the ball up, and let the other guys go at him.
Well, the threats are not out there on the wings that were there earlier.
No, but Atlanta, the last couple of times down the court, has taken the ball inside. Had they done that in the third quarter, we wouldn't be looking at the kind of blowout that we've got right now.
Ainge steals it away from Lorenzo Charles after Concac misses two at the line. Kite out to throw a pick for Bird. Larry goes back inside to Greg, spins in, won't get out. Rebound off to Battle, gets around DJ. Webb takes it in for two. Spud is going to get some hands from the crowd now who don't care what he really does with the ball. Bird will up fake on Livingston and then hit. 33 for Larry. The Hawks go back to that offense again.
But they doubled up and made him throw the ball away. Now, you might be saying to yourselves, why is Casey staying with his regulars with this kind of blowout? First of all, he doesn't want the Celtics caught up in a run-and-gun fourth quarter with the Hawks, with the young group that the Hawks have. Plus, he knows that if this game gets won, as it should get won, his regulars have got a long stretch off, and you know, let him get the run in now.
Foul is called. It'll be Danny Ainge, maybe on the reach in. Well, I gave it to Scott Wedman reaching in from the other side. Sam Vincent's going to get some early time here with 9:47 left to play in the game. Vincent in, and Danny Ainge is going to go out.
You know, Danny didn't put up a whole lot of numbers, but he played a real solid floor game.
Wedman doing a good job on Lorenzo Charles inside. Cliff Livingston showing his athletic ability. DJ right back on Battle. Wants the jumper. Nails it. 13 for Dennis in the ball game. Vincent shuts off Webb in the corner. Lorenzo Charles goes up, gets the basket, draws a foul. All in one motion, Lorenzo Charles has a new career playoff high in the NBA. He doesn't even need to make the free throw rate. 3-point play for Charles. Spud Webb to put some pressure back on Vincent. Scotty Wedman for a shot of the night.
That's surprising. You know, it's taken all this time. Of course, Scotty hasn't gotten a whole lot of minutes tonight, but for him to throw up his first shot with about 9 minutes to go in the game is something.
Spud Webb hits outside. Bird inside, counting the foul. Let me ask you, maybe a tough question or an obvious question. I'm not sure, Rick. Have the Dennis Johnson, by the way, goes out, gets a big hand from the crowd. The Hawks have packed this in. Is that this game is over as far as they're concerned? I mean, obviously they're not going to outscore the Celtics by 38. What do you do down the stretch? Do you still play as if you can get back in the game and somehow make the final score respectable, or do you just bring it up the floor and hope the clock ticks off?
No, you know, from a coach's point of view, you want to see the guys out there disciplined, running the offense, running the things that they're supposed to run, forgetting about the score of the game, just play, you know, the kind of game under control that from a coach's point of view, you want to see your team do.
Larry Bird goes out, and listen to the Garden crowd.
What was that we said about at the top of the show about Larry's poor shooting performance in the last game? That is all forgotten, folks.
Sits down unofficially with 35 points. John Battle's free throw percentage just went down the drain. He has just tied his average for the playoffs. Webb on Vincent. That's going to be a reach-in foul on Lorenzo Charles.
And the Celtics just want to see that clock keep moving.
David Thirdkill is in the ball game for Boston. Hastings, you see, in for the Hawks. Should have got Sam Vincent's attention earlier tonight if you told him he was going to get about 9 minutes of action here. Kite comes up with the loose ball. Vincent, the penetration.
Good strong move by Sam Vincent.
Spud Webb, coast to coast for two.
Showtime for Spud right now.
Carlisle looking inside for Greg Kite. Rick will take it. Wedman the rebound.
Two air balls, 2 shots. That's rare.
Lorenzo Charles. Boy, I would have been impressed if Lorenzo could have got up for that one. Sam Vincent will try. Carlisle sneaks in for the rebound. It'd be tough on a guy like Spud Webb to walk the ball up like this.
Yeah.
He hasn't done that in a few years. Takes the pull-up. Kite the rebound. Thirdkill is ahead of the field. Nice pass. Very, very nice pass from Sam Vincent.
Right on the money. The thing David Thirdkill does so well is run the floor.
We've got a timeout on the floor. 6:34 left to play in the game. Celtics are just way out in front. It would appear Bill Fitch is having himself a pretty good night tonight as the Rockets have run out to an 83-58 lead over Denver, and they would appear to be going up 3-2 in that series. Hawks shooting a little bit better here in the fourth quarter than that performance in the third.
Anything would be an improvement over that third quarter performance.
Fewest points scored by any team ever in the playoffs, 6. It'd be one thing if the Celtics scored something like 20. They scored 36. Lorenzo Charles rolls in 2 more. Vincent spins away from Webb. Can't hit the pull-up. Rebound to Hastings. Gets it up to Davis in the middle to Webb. Behind the back move. Hits the runner. 15 for Spud. Self trying to get Greg Kite involved. Scott Wedman outside. Webb the rebound. Looking to run it up himself. Charles is short with the jumper. Rebound Wedman. Picked off by Johnny Davis. Picked off by Wedman. Up to Vincent. It's a 3-on-1. Sam.
Nice pass.
Third kill.
Good job by Sam Vincent. Picked up the fact that he had some help on the weak side, threw the defensive man to him and just laid it off. You know, there'd be the tendency in a blowout like this to take it in yourself and put some numbers on the board for yourself. But credit to the Celtics philosophy that even the guys coming in on the bench, off the bench, play the same way. Give it up when somebody's open.
Vincent down the lane, and Sam is fouled on the way through. So the Celtics now will sit back and wait. Game 5 of the series between Philly and Milwaukee comes up tomorrow night in Milwaukee. The series tied at 2 games apiece.
You know, one of the nice things about tonight is that Bill Walton got in the game in the first half, shook some cobwebs loose, you know, got untracked again, and then wasn't needed for the rest of the game, and just gets a little bit more rest for that knee.
Sam Vincent hits 2. He's got 4. New playoff high for Sam. Going to be a lot of playoff highs set here tonight, I think. Third kill, fronting Hastings inside, and they can't get it into him. Charles spins in, hits it. A lot of people thought this kid was going to be a heck of a player when he came out of North Carolina State.
He still might be. Give him some time.
Kind of a miniature Barkley.
Yeah, without the quickness.
Yeah.
Got that wide body, though.
Third kill penetrates. David's going to go to the free throw line. Has not been good to David at the free throw line tonight.
Well, stay away from it then.
Yeah.
Forget about that back rim. There you go. That's all.
Here, a look at the Celtics bench. Did all the damage in that third quarter.
You'd think they were losing by the looks on their faces.
All right, every time they make a good play, you know Bill Walton will be up.
Yeah.
Hastings hits a... He wanted a three-pointer. He didn't get it. Sure looked like he was out there in three-point land. Tight. He won't get down, and a traveling violation called on Gray. I don't think we're going to see too many fouls down the stretch here, Rick. We're going to have to draw blood to get these officials to put somebody on the line.
Do you think the refs start looking to the locker room about this time?
Celtics up quickly. Vincent trying to dump it off. It comes back to third kill. Won't go down, out of bounds. It'll be Atlanta ball. Clear aside for Spud Webb. Charles is trying to post up on Wedman. Into Hastings. Basket will count the foul.
Good move by Scott Hastings. Just forget about who's there. I'm just going to carry it all the way into the hoop.
You look at Hastings, you don't think of him as being 6'11". You don't think of him as Kevin McHale size, but he is.
Yeah. A nice little shooting touch. Yeah. I think he got a bad rep in this series, you know, being a hatchet man. I think the kid can play. I think he can be a good role player for some teams. Because he's aggressive, he'll hit the boards, he'll play some defense for you.
Three minutes straight up now to go in the ball game. Carlisle lost the ball out of bounds. He was looking for Greg tight after he got the double team.
Had him underneath, just couldn't get the ball to him.
The Atlanta Hawks have called a timeout here. Interestingly enough, 2:53 left to go in the game. They trail by 34. Was encompassed in 12 minutes of play in the third quarter.
Actually, in about 7 minutes of play when they just blew it apart.
24 straight points for the Celtics. Hastings, and a reach-in foul is called, I believe, on third kill. Hastings back at the free throw line again. He scored all 7 of his points here in the fourth quarter. Tough way for the Hawks season to come to an end. They must be wondering now whether or not it might not have been better to lose on Sunday down in Atlanta.
You wonder the way they came out tonight, just how much they really thought they could win up here. Take it back down to Atlanta.
David third kill too high off the glass. Charles the rebound off the Spud Webb. The ball's knocked out of bounds. It'll be Atlanta ball with 2:20 to play. Spud Webb directing a little traffic out there. Long pass is too far inside, but Carlisle got a piece of it. Spud Webb goes out of the game and gets a nice hand. He'll leave with 15 points. And that little man has proved a lot in the NBA this year.
But he really couldn't get it done tonight. He really couldn't carry it by himself. He didn't get a whole lot of help from people like Wilkins and some of the Hawks scorers. And, you know, unfortunately, Spud just didn't have the openings, or didn't create the openings that he has in the past.
Greg Kite called for the foul. Scott Hastings went down hard. He'll be at the line.
I think Greg Kite's eyes lit up as soon as he stole that ball.
Yeah. Greg thought he had some serious jamming to do with the other end.
Here it is. Incidental contact, going for the loose ball.
Robert Parish mentioned in the newspaper the other day that he can't believe the fact that Greg gets off the bench and the whistle stopped blowing.
That's true. It really is. He's got the kind of physical appearance that the referees automatically assume that this guy is gonna hit people, be physical, and he is a physical player. There's no question about it. But he gets some bad breaks.
And Konkak is going to be called with the foul this time. And Greg Kite will go to the line and have a chance to get his first points of the night. Every Celtic player has scored. Cliff Levingston is coming back in, and John Konkak has just fouled out of the game. 4 points and 6 fouls for Konkak. Now tonight, he's not going to be requesting the tape of this one. And there's Dominique Wilkins. Look says it all.
Dominique just really never got into the game after those couple of early fouls in the first quarter. He just never got it back.
And so Charles gets double teamed. Cliff Levingston's all alone under the basket. Nobody saw him. I mean, Cliff was there for a while.
Yeah. He almost got called for a 3-second call.
Yes, he was. I mean, he was camped out under there. Celtics haven't scored any points in a while.
Hastings just threw Kite down. And I don't blame Greg Kite for being mad. That was a dirty play. No question about it.
Kite does still want a piece of him.
I don't blame him. That was just a dirty, dirty play.
Well, the officials see it the same way as Hastings is leaving.
No call for that in basketball. Really isn't. That's just a dirty, dirty play.
You were saying about the uncalled for reputation.
All those good things I said about Scott Hastings, forget about it.
Let's take a look.
Because here it is, right here. Just grabs him and throws him down. There's no question that that was just an uncalled for play.
Scott immediately decided to put some people between himself and Greg, too.
Yeah, and then, you know, it's a classic move that when there's enough bodies between you, it's a, come on, jump, come at me.
Scott is not about to get a lot of support from his teammates here.
Nope.
Last thing they want is a fight right now. They just want
right.
They want the bus.
That's right. Just let us get out of here.
Boston by 31 with 1:31 to play. Knock these home, Greg.
There you go.
Give him just one. That's right. You can't have a 4-point trip. Was that it?
They might have called just a technical foul on it.
What are the Atlanta Hawks throwing up fakes for? John Battle hits from the key. His third point of the game. Carlisle pushes it back. We approach a minute. Underneath Kite. Got it. The foul is called on Greg Kite as he came over the top of Kevin Willis. Now Willis and Kite are having a few words.
They don't want to mess with Greg right now. He's still perturbed over that. But you know, I give him a lot of credit, Greg Kite, because after that, he didn't go right after Hastings and initiate a fight. That's heads-up play on his part. You know, there's no question about whether he can handle himself. But you know, the game is under control. We've got the win. Let the scoreboard speak for itself.
Willis makes them both. Sam Vincent going one-on-one with Davis. Takes the pull-up. Wedman the rebound. Won't go off the glass. Loose. Scott will try again. That won't go. Oh! And goaltending is called.
Come on, Mike. Let it go. Mike Fratello. Give it up.
Scott Wedman's giving the basket. 4 points for Scott on the night. Celtic guards are going to put a little pressure here on the Hawks. And Sam Vincent is called for the reach in on Johnny Davis.
You know, if I might make a point, we've got on one end a guy who was voted Coach of the Year
Yeah, I know.
in the NBA. On the other end, the guy who finished second. Now, forget about the talent on the two clubs. When things got way out of hand in the third quarter and the Celtics outscored the Hawks 36-4, the Coach of the Year didn't have any answers.
No, sure did.
Sure did. So, you know, just get my own 2 cents into that thing and let it speak for itself.
Davis gets his first 2 points of the night. 129-99. 30 seconds left in the game.
The Celtics have a lineup right now with Rick Carlisle as the center, I think.
That's right. Who is the center out there? Davis. And he will go to the line with 20 seconds left.
That's called a 3-2 wide open offense.
Yeah.
Open up the middle and let anybody take it in.
That's the 5th foul on Kevin Willis. The Celtics cracked the 130 mark. Feasting the rebound. Let it fly, Sam. Sam Vincent's going to get a chance at the line. If that's Willis, he's going to get a chance to sit down, which I'm sure he'll welcome.
Yes. I don't think the Hawks will find any volunteers to come back in either.
Willis joins Konkak as having fouled out of the game. Tree Rollins is going to come in and take up some space for 13 seconds.
You won't see Tree hustling too much, I don't think, in the last 13 seconds.
He's making vacation plans. Sam got them both. 8 points for Sam in the game, a playoff high. John, you got to throw it up there, buddy. And the Celtics move on. Sam Vincent, a two-handed dunk in the other end just for grins. It won't count. But the Boston Celtics have eliminated the Atlanta Hawks 4-1. Mike Fratello makes his way up the line to shake hands with Casey Jones. And the Celtics now sit back and watch and wait to see what happens with Milwaukee and Chicago. Final score from the Garden, 132 for Boston, 99 for the Hawks. We'll be back.